Hello, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to my season review for Marvel's Agent Carter. First of all, this show, I was hoping it was going to be good. To me, it looked like it was going to be good. For me personally, I love Haley Atwell. I love her as Agent Carter, and I was really excited to see what they could do with that character. And overall, I was really looking forward to this show, and it turned out to be great, just like I was hoping, and I really enjoyed it. And that's why I never did a season, episode review, but episode by episode, like I'm doing some other shows. Was because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I was going to like the show or not. I wasn't sure, I just wasn't sure if I was going to like the show or not. But it turned out I did, and I felt like, well, I didn't do an episode by episode review on each episode, so why not just do a season review? I mean, it's only 8 episodes, but I really felt like the show deserved to have a review for it from me personally. So because I really enjoyed it. It was like one of my favorites, and I didn't think it. I was hoping it was going to be great, but I didn't think it would be like one of my favorites. And it was. It is. It was great. I really enjoyed it. Overall, I enjoyed pretty much every episode. They were. It was very strong. I love the 19. I guess it'd be like 1940s, 50s, 1950s. I think it was. Look of everything, that like the noir feeling that you get. Haley Atwell is great, absolutely amazing. That first episode, the pilot with her in the blue dress with the red hat, I loved it. I love that, and I just love that whole 40s feel. I'm a history buff anyway, so I love that feeling that you got with, you have the old 50s cars, the 1940s cars, that whole atmosphere. I loved it. And then you throw in the Marvel spice in there, the flavor of Marvel, and mixing in with Captain America, everything that went on with that, and I really enjoyed it. I really did. And you see, Peggy Carter with the SSR, and what she's trying to do to adapt after what happened to Captain America, and her trying to get respect from all these other colleagues to say, hey, I'm, a badass fighter, probably better than a lot of you dudes here. And she really wanted that respect, so she goes out and does all this cool stuff to try to get this respect, to try to find out what's going on behind this whole deal with Howard Stark. I love the Howard Stark character. He was great. And Jarvis is another character that was great to be introduced to. Actually, the voice, or I don't think he's the voice, but it's the man who is modeled after the voice in Iron Man's world, with Jarvis and the whole computer technology. It was great to see that there was a guy actually that was based off of. So that was cool. The whole Jarvis character was awesome. I liked it. Howard Stark, cool guy. Kind of shady. It all revolves around him having all these inventions, and then they're stolen, and then he's kind of blackmailed for, being in league with these, these people that want to destroy stuff, destroy the world with his inventions. And I just love that, kind of noir type feeling that it had. Kind of like a whodunit type of, like a mystery that they were trying to solve, and she actually goes out to solve it. And it was great seeing this character Dottie Underwood, that she was actually somehow like a Russian spy that was like, from a child, and she grew up, training to be this badass. And the episode where they go to Russia and they find out that all these girls are actually being trained as assassins. Which leads to like maybe the whole aspect of Black Widow as well, because didn't she train that way as well? So I don't know if there's like a connection there somewhere. That's cool. So many cool characters. I mean, I can't remember everything, but the doctor, I think his name was Evchenko. That was his real name. but he's got like this ability for mind control. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I think his name was Fenoff, though. The name he went by was Fenoff, but his real name is Evchenko. And that whole plot, they were trying to destroy New York and everything, and they getting Howard Stark's invention. What was the name of the Midnight Oil? Midnight Oil was the invention, and I knew that the guy was shady to begin with. That the Evchenko guy. I just didn't know to trust him, and it turned out, well, that's exactly. I was right, because he was working with her, with Underwood, or that's the name she goes by, is Dottie Underwood, but that's not really her real name, obviously. But just that whole backstory. Well, it turns out that there was a few cliche moments throughout the season, but I mean, it wasn't that big deal to me. I still enjoyed every episode, and but the cliche is at the end where Evchenko says to Stark that he's doing all this for revenge because of this invention, this midnight oil, was unleashed at the Battle of Fenau, I believe that's what it was, and that basically killed his brother. And it's basically a revenge thing. I mean, you've seen it a million times throughout film and whatever, but still, I mean, it was like, yeah, I feel sorry for you, bro. I mean, I know, but it's just like it doesn't justify killing millions of people or whatever, hundreds of thousands of people in Times Square or whatever. But the whole fight also with that was leading up to that battle between Underwood and Carter, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. It showed that Underwood was a little bit more in control. Agent Carter got in some good hits, and she's a very good fighter. But Underwood obviously is like a trained from like a child, so she was getting the upper hand. But it shows that, I mean, Agent Carter kind of went toe to toe with her there, and it shows that how great Agent Carter is as a fighter. It didn't bother me that they went toe to toe. I mean, you think that Underwood would be more of a better fighter, but I didn't think. I was expecting that to happen. I knew Agent Carter could hold her own, and I was hoping to see what I saw, and I liked it. So, and the whole kick out the window, though. I mean, that kind of a cliche thing too, to kick her out the window and land, and then she's not dead, but whatever. I mean, you don't want to wrap up everything. You want to leave that awesome character, the Underwood character, to possibly come back for a new season. And I really, really hope that this show gets picked up for a season 2. I think it deserves it. If you can renew Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a season 2, why not Agent Carter? Because I felt, for me personally, I enjoy this show, Agent Carter, better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, that's just me. I'm starting to warm up and like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a little bit better. I think it's okay. But I felt that Agent Carter was a better show, and it just suited me better. I mean, I just liked it a lot more. I just like the feel of it a lot better, and I like Haley Atwell as the lead. I really do. I like Haley Atwell. She's a great actress. And, yeah, I mean, seeing that whole camaraderie there with, Jarvis and her and working together was great throughout the season. And seeing Howard Stark show up was great throughout the season. And her friend Angie, the character, I forget her last name. That was, they have a friendship there. Now they're moving into that penthouse or the big house that Stark's given him. So I mean, there could be some more great stories there. Also, the very end scene where Fenoff meets his cellmate, and it turns out it's Arnim Zola. And I thought that was great. I was like, oh wow! I mean, we could possibly get a whole second season with the Arnim Zola character, which is a great character as well. And maybe fit in the pieces there between Captain America 1 and Captain America 2. And if you haven't seen The Winter Soldier, I mean, how he ends up in that film, I don't want to give away anything, but it would be neat to see what happens. And I really hope they bring back a a season 2. I really do, but I think I've rambled on enough about it, guys. I really enjoyed this season. I thought it was great, and I was hoping it would be great, and it was great. And but also write in the comments below, guys, what you think, good or bad, or what you thought of this episode or the whole season. And also like and subscribe, guys. I do appreciate that support. But that's going to do it for me. Hopefully I can come back. We can come back for a season 2 and maybe do some of these. Who knows? But that's going to do it for me. I am Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.